You know, he's doing what he thinks is right for the world. He's been through his own trauma and trained himself to his physical and psychological peak. However, his methods are quite different in that he likes a bit of mass genocide, and he's what Bruce could become if he didn't have his code. It's probably worth pointing out that Ross is basically immortal, having lived hundreds of years thanks to the Lazarus Pit, a magical fountain of youth which Ross uses to extend his life and heal his injuries. Using common sense, he looked up all of Bruce Wayne's purchases and saw a bunch of suspiciously Batman-like equipment on the list. However, Ross has no intention of exposing it. He's got other plans. It turns out that his daughter, Talia, is in love with Batman, and Ross is testing whether Batman would make a good son-in-law, whether he's worthy or not of becoming a successor. Batman disapproves, what with them being on opposite ends of the crime-fighting spectrum, resulting in a lifelong conflict between the two. Regardless, Bruce finds out that he does actually have feelings for Talia, and he allows her to get away whenever he captures her father. As the series goes on, Batman's classic villains start popping up more and more, and we get the first appearance of Arkham Asylum, the place that locks up Batman's insane foes when he's done with them. Joker returns, actually killing this time, once again proving why he's Batman's greatest foil. He's just pure chaos, he's always one step ahead of everyone, and perfectly contrasts how Batman operates. Then we have the Riddler, who is the perfect rival for the detective side of Batman. They're both ridiculously smart, except Batman uses his brain for good, Riddler uses his to make a joke about corn. In a lot of his schemes, Riddler could just get away with it if he didn't give Batman all these clues. But he's a narcissist, he's always dressing up and making sure people know it's him. Two-Face shows up as a reminder of what could happen to Batman if he was corrupted by his quest for justice. Batman is calculating, Two-Face leaves things up for chance. Then we have Scarecrow, who's actually kind of cool now and not just some guy in a Scarecrow costume. Both Scarecrow and Batman are symbols for fear, only Scarecrow is far more sadistic and uses his methods for evil. All of these guys, they're all similar to Batman in some way. They're all some extreme, perverted version of him, and they all make sense to be part of the Rogues Gallery, except Crazy Quilt. By now, the concept of the multiverse is very much established, allowing the Batman of this Earth to cross over with the world of his predecessor. One night, while investigating the case of a missing person, Batman and Robin are shocked when they come across a person claiming to be Bruce's daughter. You see, Helena from Earth 2 has used a trans-dimensional device owned by her version of the Justice Society, and she's come to Earth 1 to ask this Batman advice on how to be a hero. A few years later, we get more crossovers, in which Batman gets sent to Earth 2 on multiple occasions. In one of them, he finds his own grave and freaks the fuck out. He then works with the much older Robin to get him home to the right Earth. Another thing that's different about this Batman is the emphasis on romance. Batman's always had love triangles, and people chasing after him to ridiculous degrees, but here it seems to actually affect them. He tries to have a relationship with Catwoman, but it doesn't work out as he feels like he can't trust her. Then he meets Silver St. Cloud, and the two get along really well. Even Alfred's thinking, hey, maybe she's the one for Master Bruce, but again it doesn't work out. And so, when Talia asks to stay at the Batcave, Bruce, being vulnerable from his recent breakups, says yes. He starts a relationship with the daughter of the demon, driving a wedge between him and Robin, causing Catwoman to get super jealous, only for their relationship to end soon afterwards. Bruce and Talia continue to be on and off, but they always seem to separate from each other in the end. That's not even mentioning Vicky Vale, a photographer who he previously had a thing with in the 50s, only for her to return years later, reigniting their relationship. Surprisingly, it doesn't end well. At the end of the day, Batman is tired and heartbroken, and it's all really getting to him. He gives up on the penthouse and goes back to Wayne Manor. He's struggling to balance his two lives, and so he steps down as CEO of his company, passing on the position to his second-in-command, Lucius Fox. And poor Lucius. You think the Batmobile has it hard, but this guy's on a whole other level of abuse. Not only does he have a stressful work life, but he also gets kidnapped by the Mad Hatter, the Nazis, the Ku Klux Klan, to name a few. And speaking of the Batmobile, all of a sudden this fucking prick decides to blow it up. Except it's a car, so it can't move or scream for help. It can only watch as this sick fuck murders it in cold blood. Commissioner Gordon's also going through it, having to deal with his new assistant, Harvey Bullock. Bullock is a complete nuther, who pranks Gordon in the office, causing him to have a heart attack and be sent into a coma. Bullock eventually has somewhat of a redemption arc, but yeah, not exactly the best start. To top all of this pain and suffering off, Kathy Kane, the original Batwoman, is murdered by the League of Assassins, with Bruce finding her body clutching to her costume. By this point, Batman's quite far gone. This grief-stricken man needs a whimsical kid to keep him on track. However, Dick Grayson's all grown up by now, and is much more involved as the leader of the Teen Titans. So let's get a new one. Jason Todd's origin story is virtually identical to Dick Grayson's. It doesn't really